6 months ago, I traded in my perfectly reliable, perfectly maintained, perfectly affordable Toyota 4Runner for this, an Ineos Grenadier, which is a British car made in an old smart car factory in France with a turbocharged BMW motor. And now that it's been 6 months and I've driven this car a little over 5,000 miles, we're gonna find out if that was a good idea or if I've made a horrible, horrible mistake. Six months ago, when I was considering buying my Ineos Grenadier, I had three big concerns that almost made me not pull the trigger on this car. The first one, is it going to be reliable? It has a BMW motor. I haven't had the best track record with BMW inline six twin turbo motors. Two, am I going to be able to maintain the car? I like working on my own vehicles. Am I going to be able to get the parts and do the service on my own vehicle without taking it back to Ineos? And three, is Inos Automotive going to be around in the long term? It's a new company. Are they going to go out of business, or are they going to be here when I need to buy parts or when I need to have warranty work done? Also, before we get into those details, minor side note, I started a little summer project back in the summer, and now it's my winter project since it's the winter. And my garage is complete chaos because this is the biggest project I've ever attempted to undertake. So please forgive me for just the chaos that is happening here. It's actually kind of hard to fit the Ineos in the garage right now, just with all the nonsense going on. Before I bought my Ineos Grenadier, I attempted to be a rational, reasonable adult and do my research on the car that I was getting into. So I went onto forums and I read write-ups from current owners, and I read a lot of materials and magazine reviews and watched videos. And I found a kind of a long, I won't say short, but I found a long laundry list of complaints and reliability issues. When I say list, I actually had to write the list down. The biggest problems people had with this car was the roof leaks, the TPMS system, tire pressure monitoring system, has a lot of errors. The power steering reservoir tends to leak. The parking sensors tend to fail. The fuel level monitor doesn't work right. Air conditioner controls are kind of crazy, have a mind of their own. And the air conditioner tends to leak on you and condensate and leak on you when you're driving the car. And I can say after 6 months, I've had every single one of those issues.
You got it right on the nose. You're in both showcases. Hasn't happened since 72 or 73, right in the nose.
I bought the model with these really cool Safari windows. And we actually looked at a almost identical Grenadier. It was green and it didn't have the Safari windows. I said, no, those are cool. I want those. And it turns out the very first time I washed this car, it rained on my dashboard on the inside because my Safari windows were leaking. Not a big deal. Called the dealer, brought it back. They knew exactly what it was and they fixed it in about a day. Next up, tire pressure monitoring. The pressure and temperature monitoring in this vehicle is incredible. I've never had something before that tells me all of my temperatures and pressures and gearbox, and just it gives you so much data on the car. The problem is it's super sensitive. If one of your tires is 1 PSI low, it freaks out. It makes a really loud, really annoying binging noise. That's the best description I have for it. And then it takes over a large amount of real estate on your dashboard, letting you know you have a flat tire and you're about to die. And there's no good way to fix that. You just always have to constantly maintain your tire pressure. And when you live in a state like Texas, where it's 100 degrees one day and 50 degrees the next day, that happens a lot. Good news, since it's built with some BMW parts, you got to pull everything twice. And I really have only been under the hood once or twice. So let's see if anything changed under here. The one thing that's changed is we've lost more power steering fluid. Weird little feature. I don't know why Ineos has not fixed it. There hasn't been a recall. They don't have a new gasket. There's lots of aftermarket gaskets available you can buy. I actually just recently ordered one so I could stop this from happening. But the power steering system on this is this big pneumatic ball-centered steering system. It's real beefy and it's kind of weird when you drive the car. It takes a bit of getting used to. But for whatever reason, almost everyone with the Grenadier, this reservoir leaks from the seal. I don't know if it's thick enough. I don't know if it's the wrong design. I've got a new seal on the way. We'll put it on and hopefully that fixes that issue. I think this is the second or third time I've opened the hood of this vehicle. There's tons of space in there. So hopefully nothing goes wrong, but when it does, looks like there's plenty of real estate to actually work on things. But while we're in the neighborhood, this parking sensor, this little parking sensor right here was the bane of my existence for so long. You'd be driving down the highway, 75, well, we're in Texas, 85 miles an hour, and then all of a sudden it freaks out. It just tells you you're about to hit a wall, run into a wall, you're gonna die on the highway. No, there was no wall in the middle of the highway. So again, dealer replaced that parking sensor, and since then, no issues. We had to hop inside for the next one. And the next one is the air conditioner. Well, not the air conditioner, but the vents. So outside, it's 50 53 degrees outside in Texas right now. I have all the way set to cold, AC not on. We're supposed to just be recirculating outside air throughout the car. And the temperature of the air coming out is 99. I get it, it's a British car. England is cold. It's a cold, foggy, rainy place. And right now I don't mind because it's the winter, so it's really nice that I'm getting warm air. In the spring and this fall, when I don't want to use my air conditioner, the air conditioner works fine. You turn the AC on, you set it to cold, you don't have an issue. But the vent, it just never gets cold. I don't know if it's the mixer valve not working. I don't know if it's electronically controlled and not manual. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know if it's a software thing. But ever since we bought the car, you set it to cold with the air conditioner not being on. It's just you get heat. So it's getting really toasty in here. It actually is nice and toasty in there. I should have stayed in the vehicle. And the last thing was the fuel level sensor. It has a mind of its own. You get a little bit below half a tank. And again, you get the weirdest, most nasty, annoying binging, bonging sound. And it freaks out to let you know you're almost out of gas. You're not almost out of gas. I get it. 15 miles per gallon on premium. It's a thirsty girl, but I don't need a reminder at half a tank that I'm almost out of gas because again, 15 miles per gallon on premium, it's always at half a tank. And the thing is, I said I had reliability concerns. These are all kind of software glitches. I mean, who would have thought that a British car would have some weird little electrical problems? Some of them have actually already been fixed. I had a weird issue with the overspeed sensor. The car would, if you went 1 mile over the speed limit, again, it would give you the worst noise in the world. It was so loud, it would tell you that you're speeding. That was fixed with a software update. So hopefully if Ineos stays around, they'll fix the rest of these things with more software updates. But as far as like major reliability, engine, transmission, powertrain, suspension, its towing capability, like major components working, it's been flawless. It has been bulletproof. And if you go on the forums and you talk to people who've owned these for a while, even before they came to the States, people who bought them in 2022, 23, before you could actually buy them here, they haven't had issues. They've been working great. Maintenance was a big concern of mine, mostly because I want to do my own maintenance on my own cars. And especially in the case of the Ineos, I live in Texas. There's 2 dealers. I think a third just opened, so there might be 3 dealers. There's 3 dealers in all of Texas. The closest one to me, it's about an hour and a half of traffic from here. Plus, I'm not paying dealer prices for oil changes, tire rotations, all that fun stuff. And it seems like Ineos actually encourages you to work on your own car. They actually gave me access to this great online factory service manual with big 3D exploded diagrams and part numbers and shows you how to take off and put on every single part on the car. So you think something like rotating your tires and changing your oil would be pretty easy. And according to my tiny little book, I know it's crazy, a car being made in 2025, there's a 2026 model year being sold right now, still comes with a book that you can write things in and keep track of your maintenance and tells you how to change tires and do stuff. I haven't seen a physical copy of a book in a car in a long time. According to my book, it's time, 5,000 miles, time to rotate my tires, so let's do it. But I can't. So here's the thing, I physically could rotate the tires. I could take them off, I could move them around, I could put them where they need to go at 5,000 miles, but the pressure sensors in the tires are coded to one specific part in the car, and there's no way to reset on the car. Most modern vehicles, you go into the menu, you press a button, or you drive it for a little bit, and the car learns, if I rotate the tires on this car, I'm gonna get air warnings on the vehicle that keep popping up and making noises while you drive. You can take it to the dealer and apparently have them reset it or reprogram it. Some dealers do it for free. Some dealers charge you $75. I've seen online, some dealers have quoted people $200 to reset their tire pressure after you rotate your tires. If this doesn't get sorted out, there are some solutions. It seems like you can buy aftermarket tire sensors, buy a computer. Literally, the instructions say clone the sensors that came with the car with the aftermarket sensors to trick the car into thinking, and then you can use the, so if there's not a solution by the time it's time for these tires to be replaced, I'll be buying the computer, I'll be buying the aftermarket sensors, and I'll go through all the trouble so I can rotate my own tires. Also, oil changes. Ineos recommends an oil change about every 10,000 miles unless you're in very aggressive, heavy off-road or towing situations. I'm probably gonna change the oil at 5,000 miles anyway. You can't, same thing with that, you can't reset the oil maintenance. So when it comes time, when that timer's up, am I gonna have to take it to the dealer and pay them $75 to reset my service reminder? I really hope there's a fix before, I've got probably another 6 months. I hope there's a fix before that happens. So it's not just oil changes and tire rotations. There's sensors all over this vehicle. You've got brake wear sensors. You've got all types of electronic gadgets and nannies, which I find interesting because Ineos markets and sells this thing as an off-road beast, a reliable, vintage-inspired car that you can take anywhere. I mean, how are you going to take this thing on a safari in Africa if you can't change your own oil? I mean, you could change your oil, but the oil reminder is going to be binging at you all the time. It's going to scare away all the gazelles. You don't want to scare the gazelles. Ineos has said that they are working with aftermarket companies to try and get the ability to do your own maintenance out there. They've made promises. Some of them have come true. Some of them have not come true. We'll see what happens in the long term. And also the community, the Ineos community on the forums and on their Facebooks and on the different websites, they're actually stepping up. I've read some posts about certain computers that people think work. I bought one, I tried it, didn't work. My dad actually had a very similar computer. He has a Mini Cooper. Engine is made by BMW, just like this, BMW powertrain. We tried that one too. That didn't work. So hopefully the aftermarket catches up. Hopefully Ineos unlocks the software, because reliability was a concern, and the only reliability problems have been like software computer issues. Maintenance is a concern. The only maintenance problems, like I can do the maintenance, is just it's all software locked. So Ineos, like, you need to fix the software. You advertise this thing as an off-road go anywhere vehicle. Like, I don't think you have dealers in the middle of deserts to help people when they have software issues. It may seem like I'm just bashing my brand new, 6-month-old Ineos Grenadier. I'm not. I love this thing. I love this car. I want to have it forever. I didn't realize I was buying my dream car when I bought it, but after driving it for a month, like, this is my dream car. I want another. I want the Fieldmaster version. I want a pickup truck version. But the concern about me loving this car and wanting another one and wanting it forever is like, I need to be able to work on my own car. I need to be able to fix it when it breaks, and I need it to be reliable without electronic issues. It does have a good warranty, but that brings me to our third topic. Is Ineos going to continue to be around as a car maker? So the Ineos actually has a great warranty. The dealer has been great. It's actually, this video comes out noon on a Friday, 1 o'clock Friday afternoon. It's going back in to have a couple other things fixed on it. The support's been awesome. My concern is Ineos going to be around long term to continue to fix it? So they announced a few weeks ago they're laying off a few hundred employees, which that's not good for any company. And you see layoffs all the time in the news recently. A couple hundred employees, a few hundred employees might not sound like a lot, but they actually have 1,700 employees total. So that's 20% of the workforce just got laid off. Inos Automotive, it's a private company, so they don't release a lot of information. Some information in some articles is that they have had 9-figure losses, which is anywhere between $100 million and $999 million of losses each year for the last 2 years. And also the US is their biggest market. 60% of their sales are in the US, and they got really screwed by tariffs. So when the tariffs went into effect, these things, British company, they're made in France, it's costing an extra $10,000 to $15,000 to the buyer to actually buy one now. So that's a steep jump in prices. So their sales with those price increases, they're not doing that great. But you know what? It's not all doom and gloom. Earlier this month, early in November, I don't know when this video is coming out, but in early November, Ineos opened up their North American headquarters. It's in New Jersey. They have a headquarters here in the US now. They have an experience center to try and get the word out and sell more of these cars. They just opened up a headquarters in Mexico to sell these cars in Mexico and Central America, which I think they could do pretty well down in Mexico and Central America. And thankfully, since I bought an Ineos, I get all of their marketing. And I can tell you, I've noticed in the last 6 weeks, they are cranking out the marketing. They're coming out with tons of new trim lines. They're coming out with new models. They're coming out with special, more capable off-road features. They're doing deals and brand deals and coming out with special trim lines. Think like old 1990s Eddie Bauer, but with some like fancy tennis company you've never heard of. So they're still investing in the company, and they're investing in the market, and they're trying to make things better, and they're trying to get the word out there, and they're trying to sell more. And I hope it works out, because I love this vehicle. I want to buy more. I want to keep buying them. I want this 100 years from now just to be like another Ford. They're everywhere. You're gonna like it because it's great. It's an awesome vehicle. Even if right now I have a couple little problems with it. Is that Stockholm syndrome? Have I been kidnapped by my Ineos and now I've fallen in love with it? I'm not certain. But it's been 6 months. Couple little annoying things. No major issues. Hopefully the next 6 months some of that stuff gets sorted out. But I'll keep you updated. And I'll keep you updated on these other unfinished car projects. And this isn't even, this other one going on here, this isn't even a car project. So that one hopefully is done in the next 6 to 8 weeks or so, hopefully before 2026. But until next time, I'm gonna try and organize my garage a little bit. Then I'm gonna get back to my outside project.